This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and this Drunken Old Man Rant is kind of serious because a lot of y'all was sitting up here tripping about the Pepe Le Pew thing. And I don't understand why. Now, when I was a kid, I used to watch Pepe Le Pew, watch Looney Tunes, all that. Pepe Le Pew, I used to laugh at that because I used to think he was just crazy. Look at this dude right here. He is just love starved. Couldn't really comprehend it. As I got older, it still was kind of funny, but it didn't really register to me still because it had been normalized so much in my life that it was just this is just a silly joke of a thing. Now we move forward to 2021 and you find out that Pepe Le Pew is being removed from Space Jams 2 because a lot of people feel like he promotes rape culture. Now, when I first saw this, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I can see that. Because here's the thing. Pepe Le Pew was a fucking problem. He was a very problematic person. Again, given the times that it was and the age that most of us were when we were introduced to it, we didn't understand the concept of things like rape or no means no and stuff like that. And as we got older, it became I guess a nostalgia thing, so to speak, because we remember when we used to watch these as a kid and we used to laugh our asses off. Ha ha ha, look at him chasing this female cat all over the place and she's doing everything she can to fuck him up so he'd leave her alone. It's funny because I was having a conversation with my boy Cardiac and we were talking about this and it was I was basically saying how it's kind of a weird normalization that we do with things because it becomes just a part of life in general, the way that we talk, the things that we show on TV, the imagery and all that. It's just it's just a part of everything and it becomes just normal for that to exist, even though when confronted with a real life situation if a motherfucker like Pepe Le Pew was to come at your sister like that and be fucking harassing her like crazy and running her down, even though she's I don't want to be fucked with, it's anything like that, or a dude tried to do that to your girl, your wife, you'd fuck him the fuck up and you wouldn't tolerate that shit. But for some reason it's because it's Pepe Le Pew, it's just a part of everyday routine. We don't really pay it no mind. Kind of there was a conversation about the term wife beater, where that has been so inundated in society that nobody really realized that this shit was the legacy of a horrible crime in the 1940s in which a man beat his wife to death, and the caption in the article about it said it had the term wife beater in it. And people saw the term wife beater and suddenly they started to connect it with the tank top t-shirt, because in the picture of the guy in that article he was wearing a tank top t-shirt in his mugshot. So it was and then of course as we went on in time, you got to the 80s, 90s, and cops came in. It became this joke because you always saw these drunken white dudes being pulled out of their house after the wives called because they were tripping, and it just surfaced back up as a quote-unquote dark comedic trope, and then white beater just became a part of the lexicon again. Pepe Le Pew is a problem. You want examples of how he's a problem? This is the thing. Look at every episode of Pepe Le Pew. He basically runs into a female cat that he gets enamored with. He thinks she's the most beautiful thing in the world. So So he's like, yo, my cherie, let me like holler at you basically. I'm trying to get with you. And she's just like, no, I don't want to be bothered with you. But he's like, it's fine. You saying no now, but you really gonna say yes soon because you probably you want this. And it proceeds into a whole bit where she's literally running for her life from this motherfucker who's trying to get up on her. And like she's throwing all types of shit, and this is where I guess we found it funny because she's throwing all types of shit at him, fucking him up. He still won't take no for an answer. He keeps chasing the fuck out of her. And then finally he gets his hands on her, and in many, if not every case, I really believe every case, he forcefully took her off with him. Even though she's still fighting. It's like, yo, I'm not trying to fuck with you, motherfucker. The only time I could think of where it didn't end like that was when they came with another fucked up, like, trope in the whole matter of, like, the whole idea of date rape and, like, male toxicity when it comes to women. So, he's chasing the fuck out of her, and she ends up running through, like vineyard or whatever, and she falls into a vat of alcohol. And she comes out fucked up, drunk as shit, and looking all, like, raggedy. He doesn't realize that it's the same woman until, here's the trope. Of course, now that she's drunk, all of a sudden, hey, I want to give you some. So come here, boy. Let me take it. And so then he starts to become the, quote-unquote victim. And he's running because now he's being chased down by a drunken, unattractive woman who is desperate to get with him. So, yeah, Pepe P can go. It's fine. They can rewrite him, of course, which has happened in history. If they want to rewrite him as a different character, fine. But he can't be the same character that he was because that shit don't go. And if he disappears, you know what? There's so many other things in the realm of entertainment that aren't as problematic. We'll get on. Like, I don't feel like my childhood is dying or you're taking anything away from me personally if Pepe Le Pew doesn't exist anymore. I haven't watched the Looney Tunes cartoon in God knows how long. And I'm not going to sit here and cry because now they don't want to show these cartoons of, again, a male cat not taking no for answer and physically stalking and absconding away with the fucking woman so he can do whatever the fuck he wants with her because he thinks that he's the shit and that she clearly wants him, but she's just playing hard to get. Nah, that shit don't fly. So stop tripping off the Pepe Le Pew thing. It's not that serious. He can go away, and I'm promising you your life will be over. The only reason you should trip is if you a Pepe Le Pew like motherfucker, and you're fearful that this is going to happen to you, which it probably should if that's the way like you go about your business when you're trying to attract the woman, quote unquote, or you're trying to get with a woman. Like if that's your game, nah. Like, I saw people trying to say, like, yo, Pepe Le Pew's just a player. That ain't player. That's just disgusting. Like, he ain't even, like, he's one step away from dropping shit in people's drinks. So they could pass out and he could carry them home. Seriously. Let's be honest. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, making some out. Deuces.